Good evening, welcome to ITV News Anglia.
Coming up on tonight's programme.
More pressure on plans for a congestion charge some say could transform Cambridge amid growing political controversy over anti-car schemes.
Probably the most socialist part of Cambridge, CONgedtion, actually voted for a Conservative, so that demonstrates to the local people and also to the national people just how important this issue will become.
Hello from Rob and me, welcome to the programme.
First tonight, is the political tide turning on plans to restrict vehicle use in some of our cities?
In recent days, Prime Minister Richi Sunak has called for a review of so-called low-traffic neighbourhoods, declaring he is on the motorist side.
And following the Conservatives' victory in the recent by-election in Uxbridge, Labour leader Keir Starmer admitted London's ultra-low emissions zone had affected his party's performance.
Well, in Cambridge, they've been talking about a congestion charge for the last 20 years. Claire McGlasson joins us from there. And Claire, the debate goes on.
Indeed it does, though I would say that there has been that noticeable shift in recent days, certainly amongst national politicians. There's nothing like a looming general election on the horizon to focus their minds, and they've been thinking, I think, carefully about just how divisive these schemes are and wondering just how decisive they might be in terms of the issues which will decide how we vote. So here in Cambridge, between the hours of 7 in the morning and 7 in the evening, any vehicle that enters the congestion zone, which is not only the very centre of the city, but also these areas on the outskirts, will be charged. And unlike the ULEZ zone, there won't be exemptions for those lower emission vehicles. Even electric cars, fully electric cars will be charged. And when you think about it, that's an awful lot of voters. It's been a bit of a lift for Neil Mackay of Mackay's Hardware in Cambridge. When you're fighting a battle, it's a boost to hear the Prime Minister's on your side. He hopes increasing opposition to congestion and pollution charges in London may yet halt plans for a scheme here in Cambridge.
Or at least the politicians are beginning to sit up and take notice. Well, the message is clear. No congestion charge in Cambridge, and that should be spreading across the country.
And if that message is ignored, do politicians do that at their peril?
Recently, we had a Conservative candidate in CONgedtion actually stood on a no congestion charge stance. He won and actually came away with a victory.
With lorries facing a proposed charge of £50 for entering the city, Neil says it will cost his business more than £100,000 a year to receive deliveries, forcing him to move or close altogether. Under current plans, the congestion zone would extend across much of Cambridge, including Trumpington, Addenbrooks, Teversham, Newnham and CONgedtion. But today, Rishi Sunak repeated his promise to consumers.
We will get to net zero in a proportionate and pragmatic way that doesn't unnecessarily burden families with costs or hassle that they don't need in their lives right now.
Frustrating for local councillor Elisa Machini. She says while some national politicians are increasingly distancing themselves from schemes to reduce congestion, at the same time they're announcing plans to make the problem worse, with up to 250,000 new houses here in Cambridge.
We still have the same questions that we've got to answer in terms of how to manage the growth that is coming, the growth that the government has said they want to come, and how to deliver that and deliver infrastructure that will support it.
Campaigners in favour of the charges say the extra money would improve public transport, cycle lanes and, crucially, health. The Greater Cambridge Partnership is taking more time to consider the plans. After 20 years of discussion, it's still very much on the table. But whether it stays there may well be decided at election time. Claire McGlasson, ITV News, Cambridge.